busy right now. Can we talk later?
Well, la-ti-da. I'll just go over here in the corner and talk to myself by this door. Just gonna weld this and be on my way. Mister, I'm busy. I'll talk to you later. You know, I'm starting to get pretty decent with welding this thing shut. There you go, sport. And now we'll just I have no idea where I am or what I'm doing, but I know that I want that missile expansion. If I can get in this friggin' cubby. There we go. Now! Why? Why? Alright. Really? Careful. Slowly. Easy. Yawning. Tired. So, at the time of recording this, it is like 1:30 a.m. and I am exhausted. So, target is deceased. Armor suit is covered with phazon-based energy burns. It's not because it's 1 a.m. I'm used to being up all night anyway. I'm a night person. The less I have to go out into the world and the less I have to deal with the general public, the better my day is. I don't handle people well. But with that being said, I am exhausted nevertheless, and it's because I stayed up for about 12 hours working on Metroid Prime 3. Now, I guess I should explain myself and why it took 12 hours. I sat down and I played a little bit of Metroid Prime 3. I got maybe about 2 hours into recording, only to realize... Ooh, data storage. Only to realize the mic wasn't on. So I had all this footage and it already saved in game and had no commentary, so I ended up having to go back and record commentary, and that's what this is. Special access codes. So now we have about roughly 40 minutes worth of edited down footage to make an episode out of. Alright, Skytown is a network of advanced structures floating in the atmosphere of planet Elysia. Most of the base is dedicated to research, from a local to interstellar level. The powerful sensors of Skytown provide useful military intelligence data along with research information. An Aurora unit analyzes the vast amount of data collected by the station. It is supported by the Elysians, a group of sentient mechanoids that live within the base. But yeah, I had a rough night because I got lost in the game for a long time. Federation scouts discovered the planet Briu 10 years ago. The planet's alignment makes most of its surface uninhabitable. 48% of the world is always exposed to the sun, with another 48% shrouded in permanent night. The remaining 4% lies in an equatorial ring of fertile jungle, where the bulk of Briu's bioforms dwell. Alright. Fuel gel is common on Briu, which makes it extremely important to the Federation. Local bioforms are quite primitive, though there are ruins that indicate an advanced culture thrived on Briu in centuries past. So, there you go. We've kind of breached some sort of data route. Yeah, so that happened to me. Damn it. I got lost trying to get these energy cells that we need for the Valhalla so that we can get some codes so that we can launch and go to phase and fight this thing once and for all. Uh-oh. And fight this thing once and for all. That's bubbling. We have creatures. Yep. Okay, hello little guys. Metroid? Hopping Metroid? Hopping Metroid. The hell? Sure not talons in battle, susceptible to cold-based attacks. Radical mutation has removed the ability to fly from this strain of Metroid, but its vulnerability to cold remains. Subject now uses its powerful legs for locomotion. Legs contain sharp formations of phasite, which the creature uses to slice through enemy defenses. I guess when I was playing this years ago, I didn't realize that those were Metroids. I figured they were just some sort of hopping creature, especially after dealing with the Ing on Ether. They got Ing-like qualities to them, I'd say. As I was saying, yeah, I got lost playing this for hours on end, trying to get the stupid energy cells that I needed to finish the game. Now, typically with all three Metroid Prime games, there's always some sort of item hunt before the last, final boss fight. And that's the stage of Metroid that we're in right now. We've already done the whole game. The game's done. All we have to do now is pretty much go on the stupid item fetch quest that every Metroid Prime has. And then we can finally go fight the ending and be done with the game, which completes the trilogy for us. And then when 4 comes out, I'll tackle that. I'm not 100% if I'm going to stream that yet, or if I'm going to do, YouTube videos alone on that. This game itself is, 12 years old at this point, so it stands to reason that the graphics aren't going to be up to snuff. It's going to have some blur to it. It's not going to be the best quality in the world. With Prime 4, we've got the Switch. We've got the Switch, we've got a capture device. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't look nice and clean if we streamed it, We'll just have to see when the time comes. It could be another year or two before we even see that game. It could be one of those late console cycle games, and if that's the case, then I couldn't begin to tell you. It would have to be a when the time comes scenario for that. Here we go. We're in. And I bet you we can't break this either. Well, hello. Metroid Hatcher. What the hell are you? Mutation has robbed the Metroid Hatcher of its ability to phase, but has provided it a hardened outer shell which has identical attributes. Sorry, creature's heart located at the core of its head. The Hatcher's tentacles are quite dangerous, can latch energy. However, tentacles are also a creature's weak point. Ooh, I bet we could rip them off. Perish, such as will attempt to recover energy from. Yep. While the Hatcher's tentacles are retracted, it is unable to attack. Diagonal phase Metroid. It spawns from its mouth for protection. If the interior of the creature is hit while its mouth is open, it loses its strength. Tentacles can be ripped out. Yep, okay, yep. We got this. You guys kind of get how this goes. We're just gonna fight this. We're gonna fight this jerk real quick. Rip his little tentacles off one by one. You is dead as dead can be. Well, like I said before, the audio for this episode is being recorded after the video of the episode. So if it seems like I'm breaking a lot of fourth wall and it doesn't seem very Let's Play-y or Let's Play-ish, apologies. It's been a long time since I've had to do one of these post-game footage commentary tracks, but it can't be helped. I actually, the internet's out, so I couldn't stream if I wanted to, and that's something else I wanted to talk about in depth. But I'm terrible about not focusing on the gameplay, and I'm terrible about doing what a lot of YouTubers do, and it's discussing things that have nothing to do with the task at hand. And I'll just say this real quick, that it's becoming quite agitating. Being a night owl and being up all night, the world treats you like a lesser person. The cops are always up your ass, wondering why you're not at home in bed, wondering why you're not out slaving away with a pickaxe, busting stones during the day, sweating of the brow. I can't stand that mentality, and it's an American mentality that I cannot stand at the end of the day either. But my internet, after midnight, it's always 50-50. It might go down, it might not go down. And when I complain, they say, well, sir, that's the time of the day when the fewest people are on. So that's when we're going to do any work we're going to have to do. Fuck them. Reptilicus. Scans indicate a mutation that allows the Reptilicus to teleport over short distances, commonly used as a combat tactic to corner and trap their prey. The Reptilicus appear to suffer from phazon corruption, and all higher thought processes have been replaced by savage bloodlust. This corruption has also increased their resistance to heat-based attacks and fuel gel. That's quite convenient, if I do say so myself. You bitch. I don't know why we haven't scanned him before. We've seen them before, I think. What we got to do now is we got to lift this giant statue, Colossal War Golem, or the head of a Colossal War Golem. Now here's where Eric got lost for a good 2 or 3 hours last night and was just furious. I got lost here on Brieux, and I played for a while, stopped, had dinner, played for a while, stopped, rested, watched some other people stream some stuff, got back on, played for a while, got off, used the restroom, got a shower, brushed my teeth. I really wanted to do anything but get back on the game because I was just so frustrated and I was so done and over with this entire process. And but I kept at it and I kept at it and I kept at it, and then what I ended up with was like 4 or 5 files that were 2 or 3 hours long of me just roaming around and being lost as fuck. So I decided to edit it together, cut it down. Doesn't matter if it's professional, let's just cut this shit down and do what we can to get by. I love this game. I love Metroid Prime, I love Nintendo, I love Retro Studios. But at the end of the day, I get lost so easy. I mean, in real life, I have a keen sense of direction as far as what direction I'm pointing in. But you put me in the middle of a big city, I will die. You were to blindfold me and drop me off in New York, I would die. I'd starve to death. Or get stabbed first, one or the other. I'm not an out in the country guy. I don't want to live on a farm. I feel like I'm too much of a Nancy. I need my internet and modern conveniences of living in a suburban area. But at the same time, I think if I lived in a large city, I'd be very overwhelmed. So I don't know. But it looks like the internet may be back. It went down there for a bit and it's pissing me off. You're probably thinking, why do you need the internet if you're sitting here recording? Well, it's because I borrowed a device over here. I'm still without a phone, but I borrowed. Somebody in the Pokemon group gave me one. It doesn't work. I can't get it to work with my phone service, but I can, however, use it as just as a device that connects to the internet. And, the boy is trying to For the sake of all, oh shit. Salvation. The great machines of the science lords performed flawlessly. They absorbed the toxins and pollutions in the air, blah blah blah, it's fertile land. Yet the planet's climate was forever changed, leaving one side entirely scorched by the sun, the other forever an icy grass of darkness. The launch of the machines revealed the hidden enclave of the science lords to their former enemies. The bright lights of the skies caused by the decontamination equipment stirred old hatred in the hearts of the primals. Fearing a new attack, the primals sent their warriors forth to hunt their hated foes who were now marked for death. See, I was so busy on this phone over here, I almost didn't look up and see that we were to the point where I needed to read the lore out for you guys. Again, like I said, streaming at night is going to be really iffy. But, really, Gamer, yeah, isn't this just the creature from the original Metroid game? This is the long horizontal or vertical corridors. The spiked shell of the Gamer is rather durable and can only be destroyed by an explosive blast. While menacing in appearance, they are non-aggressive scavengers that feed on the waste of other creatures. This food source has led them to being spreaders of many types of diseases, kind of like our rats and bugs, like roaches and flies and that sort of thing. One thing I'm always impressed with is how alive these worlds are. We, the Lords of Science, mishandled the use of our knowledge. The devastation of the war robbed us of the rare resources necessary to fuel our war engines. Without our machines, we were unable to stand up to the primal armies, and they overran the enclaves of many science lords. What few remained fled into dark places, polluted wastelands. Even the bravest of primal warriors would not dare enter. Whatever joy there may have been amongst the victorious was quickly stamped out by the grim reality surrounding them. Brieux, their cradle, their sacred home, was on the verge of death. Forgotten in exile, a creature of myth, I, the last Lord of Science, worked tirelessly to protect myself and this world. I crafted magics and machines to bring life back to the wastelands. I found a new source of natural energy in the land and called it fuel gel. I vowed to atone for the devastation inflicted upon Brieux, caused by both science and war. Yet while I toiled, the primal slipped slowly into heathenism. With no science lords to hunt, they turned on each other, tribe against tribe. Magic was lost to them and they became savages. But there's no magic. Magic doesn't exist. Don't bring magic into my Metroid game, you pieces of filth. Alright, and here's where we'll land the head and move on with our lives. Now here is where I got lost for an hour and a half last night. I found myself on one side of this bridge, opened it up, and I got the energy tank at the top of the room. Could not figure out how to make my way on this side to open up the bridge fully. It was infuriating. I tried multiple FAQs, guides. I went to all the popular websites. I tried every one of the top searches that Google gave me. All of them kept either not giving plain detailed go here and do this, or they were too busy misnaming the rooms and confusing the hell out of me. So, yikes. And I hate to try to rush through any game and any part of any game. I feel like I'm not respecting the game or its content by rushing through it, but you do not understand the toil and the agitation I spent being lost here on Briu and not being able to figure this out. And it stems from not having opened something up earlier in the game, which I noticed I did the same thing on Alicia earlier when I went to finish up this video and get the last bit of footage, which, by the way, I didn't get to keep because my computer stopped recording it because the hard drive was full. So there'll be no footage of getting that last fuel cell, but it's fine. The way I'm going to edit it together, you guys don't care. That's not what you're here for anyway. Alright, let's see. There's this butthole. Let me deal with him. How do I... What in the hell? Phones are gonna be the death of me. Well, at least at least we're getting somewhere now. I just gotta figure out how to get over here and yeah, it's gonna take a minute. Sometimes you can't get it to do what you want to do, but there we go. Now we're cooking. I could not for the life of me figure out how to open this gate. This gate was the bane of my entire existence for this entire game. No task was harder in all of Metroid Prime 3 for me than opening this god-forsaken gate. Alright. As the followers of the primal tradition celebrated their victory, A number of surviving science lords gathered in a hidden sanctuary. It was there that our foolishness became obvious, and we regretted ignoring the Chozo's warning. We realized the folly of following the ways of science with blind faith, and the peril of all brew. The containment left from the battlers was spreading to the remaining fertile lands, leaving naught but ash. If left unaided, Brew would lose what few safe lands remained. Once more, the great minds attached to subject enemies of the lands for us, and lords of the science, weak creatures from final mechanisms launched into the heavens. Okay. Yeah, not the most graceful reading of the lore, but I'm so done. I'm so ready. I'm pumped. I'm super excited to get to the end and fight the boss. And here I am doing all this little pissant shit of running around and doing stuff. I've had a whole game of running around doing stuff. I'm ready. I'm ready to fight the boss. I know I'm not a game developer, but if I were a game developer, the pacing here is something that I'd have to tackle. And differently. I'd handle this differently. Then again, I am a moron. I could just play better. Watch me screw this up. Oh, no, I got the... Yeah. We're gonna get the missile expansion down here first. Here, we drop the battery. This is something I had a lot of struggle and I had a lot of problems trying to figure out how to do the order. I had to do this in a certain, you're supposed to do this in a certain order, I think. I'm not sure, but we figured it out. Now let's grab that Joker and call it an episode. Now I just gotta figure out how to... We gotta get back to the ship. Because we gotta go to Elysia and get that final fuel cell. Alright, and that's gonna do it for me for this episode. Sorry it was janky. I apologize.